So we did the contest last Monday for people to go online and
Yes.
figure out what the heck. So fill us in.
Okay, about 6 months ago, I started working with a gentleman, Scott Zagarino. He has a Scott Zagarino agency. He's helping me retell a lot of the stories from my career because he feels like the legacy of a sport is something that should be retold so that people who are aspiring to do triathlon or who are coming to Ironman, they can kind of get caught in the draft of all that has gone on before them. And one day he emailed me these numbers, 1,621 infinity. He said, "What is this?" I looked at it and I had no idea. I thought, is it the date of something, the apocalypse? I don't know.
Yeah.
He goes, "This is your resume. First ever ITU Olympic distance world champion.
Right.
6-time Ironman world champion. A 21 race winning streak from the end of 1988 through 1990, where you won 21 races straight
in a row. I
at
remember.
all distances, from Olympic distance, half Ironman, full Ironman distance, even a duathlon in there. Infinity, the greatest endurance athlete of all time, as voted by ESPN in a worldwide poll." And he said, I'm not sending you these to sort of toot your own horn. He said, "This is one great part of the legacy of the sport of triathlon that maybe some people have forgotten, and I think they'll remember it when they see this." Legacy of a sport is not built by one athlete.
Right.
It's not built by one particular race finish. 1989, Dave Scott and I, that was great. That's not the only legacy in our sport. It's Dave Scott's 6 Ironman wins. It's Natasha Bodman's 6 Ironman wins. It's Paula
Collapsing
Newby
and coming back the
Frazier.
following year.
Yeah, Paula Newby Frazier, 8 Ironman wins, doing a time when she said her best time, that world record held for 17 years.
Yeah.
People don't know that. Yesterday, Patrick Lang going for the first time in the history of Ironman Hawaii, sub 240 on the marathon, finishing 3rd place. That's part of that has become the legacy.
Absolutely.
Jan Frodeno, an Olympic gold medalist in Beijing, now a 2-time Ironman champion, finishing in the 3rd fastest time ever on this course.
Yep.
Daniela Reef, blowing away anything that any other woman has done out here with her finish time, 8:46. She has people shaking their heads, going, "That is so beyond." Chrissy Wellington, when she won here, had everybody thinking she's unbeatable and that will never be matched. That was blown away yesterday with Daniela's time. This altogether helps create the legacy of our sport, and it's not just what those of us have done who have finished first.
Right.
It's the thousands of people who have done Ironman Hawaii every year that have created the legacy of this sport. It's the people who finish at midnight. It's the people all around the world who have completed Ironman distance races, half Ironman distance races. It's the sum total of what we have all done. The legacy of a sport is like the soul of the sport. It's the measure by which we gauge our involvement with it. And this is just one part of it, a part that I'm proud of, a part that I'm excited that I can continue to share with people. And hopefully with what I've done, Dave, Paula, Natasha, Greg Welsh, what you have done, my friend, to help build the legacy of this sport will be something that just inspires people to go out there and to try to do something that maybe they
thought they couldn't do.
They thought they couldn't do, that will help them to become better people, that will teach them lessons about their own life, that will enrich them forever, that will inspire others to get off the couch, and maybe they're not going to do an Ironman, but heck, I'm going to go walk a 5K, and all of a sudden the world is a better place just because we're just trying to do something to become better ourselves.
So did anybody get it?
I looked 2 days ago. We had one guy who actually guessed it. I'm going to have to go through all of the answers. There were so many people that were close. This is what really threw them, the infinity.
Yeah.
And that's because it really went outside of sports. In that poll, ESPN was trying to figure out who is the greatest athlete of all time. They had different categories: boxing, baseball, greatest game changer. They had, and then the category that I was in was greatest endurance athlete of all time. I was up against a number of people, probably the best known, Diana Nyad, who was the only
Yep.
person to swim from Cuba
Yep.
to the United States, the world record holder in the marathon, the first woman to win the
Sure.
Badwater
Ultramarathon.
ultramarathon. It was just a true honor because to even have my name in the top 5
course.
greatest endurance athletes of
Yeah.
all time, and then to be voted that, what it really showed me is that people are. I think that the only people that really look at triathlon are those who have a power meter and a heart rate monitor, right? It showed me that it's so wrong. People are looking at what we do in this sport, and they through that poll, it just affirmed and acknowledged to me that people are saying, "Wow, what you guys do is really incredible," and we want to honor that by saying what you did personally was something that went beyond anything that we can compare in endurance and athletics. I was humbled by that.
Love that.
I was just humbled by that, and I still am.
Grip Man, always a pleasure to have you on. We had another great race, and nobody better to talk about it than the 6-time Ironman world champion, Mr. Mark Allen, Poncho Man. Take us out.
Yeah.
It's Aloha Sunday. Woo! We barely made it to Saturday.
Oh yeah.
It's breakfast with Bob and brother Mark Allen.